It's like, that's like in military terms, you know, a conflict is where, one country and another country disagrees on, and they have an embargo, or they disagree on oil, or maybe there's a territorial disagreement and they're fighting over that territory, and they have a conflict, a military conflict to see who's going to win that territory. It could be like, I use all the examples. Maybe you want a BMW and she wants a Mercedes Benz. The thing is, and I think what everybody's trying to explain to you, Marcus, is just because she goes along with you predominantly and it doesn't turn into a fight, doesn't mean that she's conceding to your decision willingly. I mean, she's gonna do it because she's your wife, but in her mind, she may be like, damn, that's not what I'd like to do. And she may even express to you, well, I don't want to do that, babe. And you say, well, why not? And she said, well, she gives her examples, and you may mull it over for a little while. Well, let me think on that. That's a conflict. It's a light one. It's not traditional. It's not no hands down fighting. And well, no, fuck that. This is what we doing. I don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't have that kind of household. But it's a conflict nonetheless. It's not a violent one. It's not crazy. It's not wild. And I think that's what everybody's saying. And so when Sweeney is saying that, when people say, yeah, man, I've gone 30 years and me and my wife has never had a fight. Well, you maybe never had it. Maybe you didn't. I think that's odd, personally. I think people have had fights and they don't like to describe it as such. Just like that lady on the internet said that women cheat, but they don't call it cheating. They like to attribute it to a different title so they can make it seem like they're not cheating, but they ultimately they did cheat. I think people have had fights or disagreements or arguments in their relationships, but they call it something else to make it feel better. But let's say, for instance, it is what it is. We haven't had a fight in 30 years. Are you telling me that you haven't had a disagreement in 30 years? Oh, no, we've had disagreements. Did that disagreement go over a length of time, or was it solved in 5 minutes and it was done? And nobody had no problem. Well, no, she had an issue with it, but we didn't really argue about it. We kind of she just let it go. That's a conflict, period. And so those conflicts oftentimes bring people closer, in my personal opinion, to the video. I think it is kind of important, and it does bond people together. Before we go, like my ex-wife, when we were dating, she came to my house one day with a t-shirt that she found on Facebook, and it said Team Rawls.
What?
She pulled up as my girlfriend with a t-shirt that said Team Rawls that she ordered from Facebook for however she found it, just to impress me. And I thought that shit was dope as fuck. And everybody here that's had a woman knows something about their woman that they wouldn't want the world to know. You know something about your girl that you would not tell other people about. Your girl knows something about you that she would not tell some people about. Some of y'all got porn in your iPhone from you and your girl doing some freaky shit that even if y'all was to break up or get in an argument, you wouldn't release it. You wouldn't want anybody to see her like that. And that could be typically that right there can be something that's bonding people together. There's a movie I want everybody to watch. If you guys haven't seen it, Rilla probably seen it. It's a movie from 1999 with Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins. It's called Meet Joe Black. And in that movie, there's a scene where Joe Black, who's played by Brad Pitt, was talking to a character named Quince. And he asked him, he says, does your wife love you? And he was like, yeah. He said, well, how do you know she loves you? And he said, because she knows the worst things about me and it's okay. And because of that conflicts that people have had, it brings motherfuckers together and it bonds their relationships. And it's like, yo, it's just me and you against the world. That's the whole, I think that came out of Chicago. I could be wrong. It's Chicago versus everybody. Is it Detroit versus it? My bad. It's Detroit versus everybody. That's where it originated. But from some of y'all, it's Lapeef versus everybody. It's Trev and his woman versus everybody. It's Sweeney and his wife versus everybody. It's you, Marcus. It's the whites versus everybody. And it's only because the whites have gone through some shit that nobody else would even fucking understand. And only you two understand it. And as a result of that, it's brought you guys together. And maybe in that understanding, there was some conflict at first. But now that you guys have worked through it, your relationship is stronger. So I agree with the video to it, to be honest with you. And I think it's really, now, if it's crazy and it's violent, then hell no, you got to go. But if you guys are mature and you can talk and you can get through the shit, and even though she doesn't want to move to the east side, you want to move downtown, and you guys work it out, and instead you settle for Midtown. Neither one of you guys wanted to live in Midtown. You wanted downtown. She wanted the west side or the east side, but you guys agreed to move Midtown. That conflict helped you guys' relationship become stronger. So I think it is important that people have a little bit of dissension in the relationships, resolve that shit, to have it within themselves to make them against the world.
I appreciate your opinion. I respectfully disagree. That is not those are all great points, and I can see the value of what you're saying, but that's not my experience. That's all I'm saying. And it may sound strange, but it's literally not my experience. It's probably the reason why I be like, I don't know if y'all look at my face sometimes, but when I hear the stories about some of the stuff that the brothers be going through or that happens to men, I can't relate, honestly, especially in the position of my relationship now. And not to be disrespectful to anybody else, because I'm not saying that I got a better situation anywhere, because truth be told, some people like conflict. Some people, it turns them on and they want that within their relationship. I am hyper extended on the other side of the fence where I don't want to deal with that shit at all. And if you understand that about me, you know exactly how we could talk about any and everything on the table, as long as we don't ever have that, and everything gonna be good. But I'm not. We trying to grow together. I put that energy into making us better, into having fun, laughing about something. I don't think we have to be in a negative. It just like, and I know what you were describing wasn't exactly negative, Shan. You were describing something positive to grow towards something. What I'm saying is we didn't really have to go through that type of a phase, right? It just.
So y'all never like disagreed or you never got mad at her. She got mad at you for anything. Like y'all just, it's been like,
so yeah. Are you suggesting, Marcus, that your wife concedes to everything that you say without question? Huh? Yeah.
Boy, y'all gonna make this man have conflict tonight, ain't y'all? Y'all gonna whoop some conflict on brother.
No, I'm saying like, I asked get this work tonight. Have you ever got frustrated or mad, or she never got mad or angry or nothing?
Hey, do y'all have conflict with your children?
That's what's up.
Y'all got conflict. How does that work with your children? You got conflict with your children?
Kids, they a whole thing, but we together on that. Like, do we have conflict with the kids?
No, not you, Marcus. I'm riding with you. I'm in the hoopty with you, man. We riding down. We going to the lakefront, bro.
Yeah, we gonna have to get off on 35th, Joe.
Yeah. We going to Pier 31, bro.